Hi, it's me, CK from Bed Back and Beyond the podcast. Let's get you moving after your microdiscectomy.
Welcome to your 5 days post microdiscectomy walking video. First things first, if your doctor has a back brace that he wants you to wear, please make sure that you put it on. And if you're still feeling a little weak from surgery, make sure you have a chair, your walker, or a table that you can rest your hand on for a little extra support. Again, this is not a cardio routine. We are keeping it very slow and simple because we don't want to cause inflammation at your stitches. Let's go ahead and walk in place. So how are you doing? How are you feeling? 5 days down already. I promise you this time is going to fly by. It's going to be a month before you even know it. Let's walk forward and back. Now, this week happens to be Halloween week, so I'm wearing my cute little ghost sweatshirt, and it's actually pretty chilly and windy outside, so it's a great time to do an indoor walking video. But if you can, please make sure you go outside to do some walking. The sunshine is great for your mental health during this physical recovery. Let's walk in place. So are you doing anything to occupy your time right now? Hopefully you're doing more than just watching TV. Learn anything new? Reading any new books? Let's go ahead and step side to side. Nice and easy. If I'm going too fast, then go at your own pace. This is going to be a 10-minute video. Walk in place. The reason this is going to be 10 minutes is because my first video was only 5. And in these first 2 weeks, you want to walk up to 20 minutes at a time, at least twice a day. Let's do little kicks. Now, I am someone who tends to take things pretty easy, better safe than sorry. I know some of you get off the surgery table and you feel like you're ready to do cartwheels. Then you go outside and you're doing 30 or 40-minute walk right away. That might not be a great idea. Walk in place. I know you're like, I'm pain-free. I'm sure you feel amazing, but if you overdo it, you can just cause some inflammation and that can bring pain back. If you happen to be someone who didn't wake up pain-free, I'm sorry. Sometimes if the nerve was really compressed or it was compressed for a long time, let's do knee lifts. It can take a lot longer for that sciatica to go away. It doesn't mean right away that your surgery failed. Everybody wakes up differently. Little knee lifts. You'll notice that I'm not pumping my arms very much because this is not the cardio routine, like I said. Little knee lifts. When we're definitely not doing this kind of stuff. Not you guys anyway. Little knee lifts. We are still avoiding bending, lifting, and twisting for these next 6 weeks. Let's walk in place. So, what are you doing to keep your mind occupied, like I asked? So, I recently listened to a couple books on audio. The one I felt like was a overhyped book. I was really excited to read it, and then it ended up being like a wah-wah. Let's go back to little kicks. Little kicks. I thought because it's Halloween time, how about I read a horror? I don't read horror very often. I read Incidents Around the House. I kept seeing it all over the place on TikTok. And my girlfriend read it or listened to it at the same time that I did. We both give it thumbs down. Ugh, not my cup of tea. I didn't find it scary. The parents of the character have way too many boring monologues. And by the end of the book, you're rooting for the ghost. Not great. Go back to walking. But I also listened to a different book based on TikTok recommendations, and that was Project Hail Mary. Oh my goodness. What an amazing book. And I've actually listened to it maybe 3 or 4 times by now because I drive an hour to work and back. So lots of time in the car. I would say listen to it because the narrator does an amazing job with the character. I mean, hit the nail on the head. But the book is also full of a lot of science speaking, so I don't know how reading it would come across. Maybe you like that kind of stuff. Read or listen to Project Hail Mary. Now, if you do like a good horror, let's do those little needless again. Just little. One of my favorite horror books that I read years and years ago, that depending on your age, you may not have heard of it, is by Dean Koontz, called Phantoms. Now I listen to it. I did read it, but now I listen to it. Oh, that book gives me the creeps. So now, since it's October during the filming of this, I would say check out Phantoms by Dean Koontz if you want something a little freaky. Back to walking. So you might see that I have a little guest behind me. This is my beagle, Tiberius. At the time of my herniated disc, I had 2 beagles. Let's walk forward and back. Those 2 beagles are the culprits behind my herniated disc. We were on a walk, forward and back. And I was bending down to pick up after them like a good dog owner. And they must have seen a rabbit or a squirrel, because as I was bending down, they took off behind me and they pulled me backwards. I didn't fall, thankfully, but I slammed my foot back in such a way to catch me so I didn't fall. And that just started this spiral of back pain until that was April. June is when I herniated. So because of my 2 little beagles, I needed back surgery. Let's walk in place. So while you're recovering, again, we can't do the bending, lifting, or twisting, that there are some bed exercises that you can do. I would suggest that you go on YouTube and you look up the video, Bob and Brad. They're the 2 most famous physical therapists in the world, according to them. Look up their 7 bed exercises after a laminectomy. Let's walk forward diagonally and back. I think you can do this. Don't be scared. Just surprising our muscles. But they give you 7 bed exercises that you can be doing right now after surgery. And I really think it's important to do things like that because your muscles will get used to not moving. So that when 3 months comes up or whenever, and your doctor says you're clear to go back to living life, your muscles will resist walk in place. Your back muscles will get sore, it'll cause sciatica flare, and it happens over and over again that people think, I've re-herniated. Why is my muscle so sore? It's 3, 4, 5 months later. You need to get your muscles used to moving again and get your brain retrained that it's okay to move again. Can you open your legs a little bit? You think you can do, I'm just kind of rocking back and forth. I'm not twisting. You think you can do little kickbacks? We'll just bring real easy. Hold on to your chair if you need to. I'm just slowly rocking, not twisting. How is that? Okay, let's go back to walking. So this is your 10-minute video. We did 5 for a couple days. Now we're gonna do 10 for a couple days. Hopefully, by the end of 2 weeks, you're up to walking 20 minutes at a time, at least twice a day. I hope you find this video helpful. If I can add anything else, we only have a couple more seconds, so let's walk forward and back. I'm trying to remember remember all that was a dog toy. I'm trying to remember all the helpful things I wish I had known during my recovery. The Bob and Brad video is definitely one I wish I had checked out, so maybe I can link it in this video for you. Keep it up. You're doing great. You are going to get through this. I'd love to hear when a year goes by and you can say, oh my goodness, I can't believe it's been a year already. And then you can say, I want to be on your podcast because I have a positive story of recovery to tell. Walk in place. That's my hope for you, for time to fly and you to get back to doing what you love in no time soon. Thanks for letting me walk with you. Keep me posted on how things are doing and if I can do any other content that is helpful for you.